While browsing the internet, you might have noticed that some websites don't just display as static pages. Instead, they might have content that is rapidly updated, so they need some way of notifying their users of that. For instance, many news sites will periodically force a page refresh for all their users because they might have new articles or breaking news reports. The most obvious way to achieve these updates is by requiring a complete page refresh, but that's actually not the only way or even the most efficient way. If only one part of a page is going to change, then it makes sense to only update that part of the page. In this video, we will be taking a look at asynchronous JavaScript and XML, or AJAX. AJAX provides support for refreshing only part of a page, thereby minimizing server load and lag. To add AJAX functionality to a Java Server Faces component, all you have to do is add the tag within the main component tag. For example, let's look at the Faces application created in Chapter 2. In the login.xhtml file, we have a tag for the input text box. To make this box an AJAX component, expand the tag and add the line f:\ajax. Close that tag and make sure to close the input tag. Note that this gives an error because AJAX has not been imported yet. Unfortunately, Eclipse does not support automatic import for XHTML files, so you'll have to manually add the line to the import statement at the top. And I will just add the line xml_ins:/f equals http java.sun.com/jsf/core. With that, the AJAX should now be properly supported. Within an AJAX tab, there are a number of attributes that must be specified. First, the disabled attribute determines whether the AJAX tag is rendered. Setting this to true is a great way to temporarily remove AJAX statements for testing purposes, similar to commenting out code. This attribute is optional. If you don't include it, then the default value is false. Another optional attribute is the immediate attribute, which determines at what point in the lifecycle input should be processed. If this is set to true, then the results of the input will be broadcast as soon as they are finished processing, rather than waiting until the invoke applications phase. If another piece of code depends on the outputs of this component and is time critical, then adding the immediate attribute can make it run a little bit faster. The event and listener attributes determine what type of event or listener the action will apply to. Unlike the previous attributes, this requires the name of an event type or a listener method rather than a simple Boolean value. Similarly, the execute and render attributes each contain a list of other components that should be executed or rendered once the event type specified by the event attribute has occurred. Event types might include mouse clicks, keystrokes, or the completion of other methods. In order to reference another component with the execute or render, make sure the component's definition has the ID tag, and then just type the ID as a string. As you can see, the basic idea behind an AJAX modifier is that it will monitor for a certain event and then change your Faces application either on the back end or in the UI in response. Unlike conventional changes to a web page, this doesn't require the page to be refreshed in order for the changes to appear. There are a lot of powerful functions that can be produced by AJAX methods, but these basic attributes are all you need to get started creating web pages that are responsive and dynamic rather than static and boring.